Stop. Look at the bottle of water on your desk right now. See that date stamped on it? Does it scare you? Today, we're exposing why water, the same stuff dinosaurs drank, somehow expires according to manufacturers.
Why does water even have a shelf life?
It's one of the most stable substances on Earth. Water doesn't spoil chemically. It's been around for billions of years. So what's really going on? Here's a fact that's going to mess with your head. The expiration date on that bottle is not about the water. What you're looking at is actually a legal handshake between the company and their lawyers. And I'm about to prove that you've probably been throwing money in the trash for years, scared of a date that means almost nothing. Stick with me until the end. By the time this video's over, you're going to know exactly when drinking from an old bottle is actually dangerous, and when you're just falling for one of the oldest marketing tricks in the book. Almost every single bottle has that tiny print, Best By or Use By, and it creates this weird mental conflict. We basically split into two camps. Camp 1 says, this is ridiculous. Water is H2O. It doesn't go bad like milk. If it looks clean, it's fine. Camp 2 panics. If there's a date on it, there must be a reason. I'm not messing with my stomach. So, what does this look like in real life? You leave a few bottles in your car. It's 90 degrees outside. They sit there for a month, maybe 6 months. You open your glove compartment, glance at that date, and suddenly you're questioning your life choices. Is this going to make me sick? Is the plastic leaking chemicals? Or here's another one. You stock up on water for emergencies. Hurricane season, power outage, whatever. You've got jugs in the garage. A year goes by. The water looks fine, but the date is expired. Are you pouring it out? Or are you drinking it? People are genuinely afraid the water becomes toxic. But let's settle this once and for all. What does that stamp actually mean? Here's the truth that manufacturers don't exactly advertise. That date is not for the water. Water is chemically inert. The date is for the plastic bottle. Plastic is a complex chemical structure. Over time, especially with heat, sunlight, or just time, it starts to break down. Compounds can migrate. But that does not mean that at midnight on the stamped date, your bottle turns into a hazmat situation. That date says best before, not poison after. It's a quality guarantee. The manufacturer is saying, until this date, I promise the taste is exactly what you paid for, and the bottle is in perfect condition. After that, you're on your own, but the risk is way smaller than most people think. Here's the golden rule. Water doesn't expire. The container does. Once you understand that, you stop being afraid of a number printed on plastic. Look, I'm not saying there's zero risk. If there was no reason for these dates, they wouldn't exist. So what actually happens when you drink old water? First, microplastics. This is a global issue. The longer a plastic bottle sits, especially in heat, the more microscopic plastic particles can end up in the water. This isn't poison that drops you instantly, but it's a cumulative thing worth being aware of. Second, and this is huge, your car. If you leave bottles in your glove box for months while your car bakes in the sun at 120 degrees, those chemical processes speed up dramatically. The water can start tasting like plastic. Is it deadly? No, but it's definitely not refreshing. Third, and this is actually the biggest one. Once you twist off that cap and take a sip, you've started a biological timer. Bacteria from your mouth and the air get in. A sealed factory bottle is sterile. An open bottle? Not so much. This is a way bigger deal than the printed date. So let's get to the question everyone actually cares about. Can you drink expired water? Short answer, yes. In most cases, absolutely. But let's add some common sense. If the bottle is unopened, if it hasn't been sitting in direct sunlight on a summer day in Texas, and if the seal is intact, you can drink that water a year or even 2 years past the date. This isn't milk. This isn't meat. It's water. The changes that happen are mostly about taste and aesthetics. It might taste flat if it's sparkling water, Or it might have a slight plastic flavor if it's been stored poorly. The only time I'd say absolutely not is if the water smells like chemicals, if you see floating particles, or if the bottle looks bloated or deformed. In that case, dump it. But if it's just expired by the calendar, your wallet is thanking you right now. If you never want to play the "should I drink this or not" game again, here's how to store water the right way. Rule 1. Cool, dark place. A pantry, a basement, a closet. Temperatures below 70 degrees slow down everything we just talked about. Plastic stays stable. Taste stays clean. Rule 2. Never, and I mean never, leave water in your car for weeks or months. Your car is an oven. Heat and UV light are plastic's worst enemies. If you want water on the go, bring what you'll drink that day. Rule 3. Once a bottle is open, treat it like a perishable. Refrigerate it and finish it within 2 or 3 days. Even if the date says it's good for another year, once it's open, it's no longer sterile. If you're building a serious emergency supply, skip single-use plastic. Go for glass bottles or proper multi-gallon containers made for long-term storage. Glass is completely inert. Nothing leaches. Ever. A few more things that rarely come up in these conversations. Did you know that expiration requirements vary wildly by country? In the European Union, bottled water often has a shelf life of up to 2 years. In the United States, the exact same brand may label it with a shelf life of only 1 year. That's not chemistry, that's liability. Companies are covering themselves against lawsuits. And let's be honest, expiration dates are also brilliant marketing. If you're afraid to drink expired water, you go buy more. It keeps inventory moving. It keeps you consuming. It's designed to make you replace bottles way before you actually need to. One more thing. Water can taste off long before it becomes unsafe. If you get a plastic taste or a stale taste, that's your cue. Not because it's toxic, but because it's just not good. And honestly, that's a sign the manufacturer probably cheaped out on the bottle quality. Let's put this into one simple takeaway. Water doesn't spoil. The container does. That expiration date is a guideline for quality and a legal safety net for companies, not a death sentence for your hydration. The real risks come from how you store it. Heat, sunlight, and leaving bottles open too long. If you use basic common sense and keep your water cool, you can safely ignore that best buy date for months, sometimes years. Bottom line, your senses, smell, taste, sight, are way more reliable than any ink stamped on a bottle at the factory. All right, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Would you drink water that expired 6 months ago? Do you have a stash in your car that you're low-key scared to touch? Or are you the type who tosses a bottle the second the calendar flips? Let me know your take. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe. In the next video, we're tackling another everyday myth. Something you probably have in your kitchen right now that's been expired for years, but is perfectly fine. Thanks for watching. Stay hydrated, stay smart. I'll see you in the next one.